Thanks for joining us for Week 7 of Ask Bill. The first question for this week comes from Jolene. She asks, "Hi Bill, I'm a sales trainer training a telesales center of around 70 staff, and the most frustrating thing I find is I can motivate employees to sell and believe in themselves. I try ongoing training sessions and one-to-ones, like setting goals, etc., but it seems as soon as I walk away, they go back to their old habits. Do you have any tips of help on keeping motivation consistent within my telesales environment?"
Building and sustaining motivation in a sales force, particularly in the teleselling area, is an extremely difficult challenge. I'm going to suggest to you several strategies that I think might work for you. First, understand that you can't motivate other people. You can create an environment in which they motivate themselves, but you can't motivate them anyway, so don't be disappointed. Now, here's the bottom line. One of the secrets behind this is to set up a process or a system where they establish their own weekly objectives and submit those objectives to you at the end of the week. Well, the truth of the matter is they've either accomplished them or they haven't. Now, what will happen is when they start to establish these objectives, and no more than 3, 4, 5 a week, that's all, they'll start to get this inner belief. Entheos is godlike within. That's really where it comes from with the ancient Greek. So what happens is that enthusiasm will come because it comes from them. And you have to set extremely consistent expectations and standards, and don't let anybody get out of that. You need to observe them consistently, but here's the problem. They'll go back to their old habits if you don't stay there with them. And you obviously can't be there with them all the time. So you want to document the results, determine what those expectations are, and sustain that process.
Next question comes from Tom Heriford. He asks, "Bill, I was a realtor in Seattle for 14 years prior to becoming a mortgage broker. My problem is that the realtors I used to work with don't associate me with the financing side of the transaction. How can I pull them away from the mortgage broker they have been using for years and show them that I'll do a better job of customer service than the broker they are currently using? I understand the business better than someone who has never walked in their shoes. If they would give me the opportunity, it would be easy to distinguish myself from the broker they are using, but it is almost impossible to get them to give me a chance. Sleepless in Seattle."
Your sales issue is a very simple sales issue. It's all about positioning and perception in the marketplace. Now, what does that mean? You traditionally have been perceived as a realtor. You're trying now to be perceived as someone on the mortgage side of the business. You said it very clearly right here in your own document. It says that you have walked in their shoes. If I were you, I would reposition myself with a tagline that says, the only mortgage broker in your particular town, which is Seattle, who's spent a considerable amount of time walking in your shoes, who understands what it takes on both sides of the fence. Find a way to brand yourself that way, and now what happens is you're communicating it, you're branding yourself, you're differentiating yourself in the marketplace. You're doing about 3 or 4 things right there real quickly that will change your positioning. And I'm going to suggest to you that positioning is critical to selling anything to anybody at any time. It's all about perception.
And the last question for the week comes from Peter Crizer. He asks, "Hi Bill, thank you for this great opportunity. I am a one-man show and a licensed massage therapist in southeastern Connecticut. I do a lot of networking, Chamber of Commerce, BNI, and other groups, along with a rather large e-blast to about 1,800 people. While I consider myself successful, I'm always looking for more clients, and was wondering if you have any ideas about selling very personal, one-to-one services like massage therapy and such esoteric things like classes on wellness and health. I thank you in advance."
Very interesting dilemma here. Massage therapy is something that's kind of in the mainstream, whereas unfortunately things like wellness and health, although that's extremely critical to anyone, seem to be a little bit more obscure. Now, when it comes to wellness and health, I think networking with the right organizations or the right groups of people that are into that kind of thing would help you tremendously. Alternative health sources, alternative health solutions, nutrition stores, mainstream physicians who have an inclination toward holistic medicine, holistic health. That will help in that. It's very targeted. The massage kind of things, I'm going to suggest would work very, very well with referrals. So what happens now is I'm looking for a good massage therapist. I've had surgery, I've got a problem or that problem. That's a very good referral kind of a base, and it's much more mainstream. The other areas are very, very niched into people who are interested in that kind of a thing for their well-being. So one is more general, one is niched. For the niched one, network appropriately. For the more general one, make sure that you get yourself interactively involved with people who have an opportunity to refer or participate or be a part of that solution.
Great. Thanks, Bill. And we'll see you next week.
Thank you.